is we're going to be producing this hex nut and also a bolt that will be able to thread together. So what I need to do is create a new part. Now today, instead of using the English, we're going to use metric. So we go in metric, we're going to come over here to standard, and we're going to create that drawing. We're going to make both of the parts on separate drawings. So I have my drawing surface here, and I'm going to start a new sketch, upper right, left-hand corner, and I'm going to go to the XY plane. Now I'm going to start with the bolt. So I'm going to come in, draw my circle. Now the circle, the shaft for the bolt is going to be 10 millimeters in diameter. Is that pretty simple?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to extrude that 20 millimeters. So right here, we're going to extrude that 20 millimeters. So I now have the shaft for my bolt. Does everybody see that? Now, what I want to do is on the back side here, I want to start another sketch on this back side, and I'm going to make the polygon 6-sided. I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to bring this out. Does everybody see that? Now what I want to do is I want to extrude that. Now the extrusion is going to be 10 millimeters. Now the direction of the extrusion, you see what's happening here? You want to make sure that your direction is offset the opposite here. And you can click OK. And you now have your bolt. Now this piece right here needs to be threaded. So you have your bolt. Does everybody see that? Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to put my initials on it. So I'm going to select this surface right here. See that? And underneath sketch, up here on the ribbon, you're going to find this text tool. You see the text tool there on the ribbon. You're going to select that text tool, and you are going to be clicking on that face. You're going to get your text menu pop up. You want to do sketch. You want to select a font. I don't care what you select. You want to select a size. I usually run about 3.5, and I'm going to go with 2 letters of my last name there, and I'm going to hit OK. Now, what do you notice about the placement of those? Okay, so up top here, I can come in here and I can go to move. You see move? That's going to allow me to reposition that text. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select base point. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select that little dot, click. Well, let's see if it'll work. This is hard doing it with this phone. Reposition the text and click. I'm now finished with that sketch. I now have my lettering on there. Does everybody see that? Now that is just flat with the surface. Do you think that's going to show up? No. So what I need to do is I need to come up here and I'm going to extrude that text. So I select extrude. I'm going to grab the text. I only want it to extrude 1 millimeter. Maybe 2. You can go 2 if you want, but I like to go 1. Select the OK button, and I now have that complete. I need to save this into my network folder. So we go up here to File, Save As, and I'm going to call this and then I want to put that into my network folder. Hour 6. Okay. I now have that done, right?
Yep, is that it?
Now yesterday we made a hex nut as well, right? So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go File, New. Again, Metric, Standard, Create.
What are we making now?
XY plane,
Wait, another X?
circle.
He's just showing us again.
Oh,
I want to make this one 10 millimeters.
I'm just gonna launch now.
I'm going to start another sketch, same plane, polygon, 6-sided. Start in the center. I'm going to make that a little bigger there. Finish sketch. So I now have the makings of a hex nut, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to extrude. Now the first part I extrude is going to be the polygon. I'm going to make sure that it is 10 millimeters for that polygon. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to grab the circle. So I'm going to grab that circle and I'm going to extrude that. I'm going to make that 10 millimeters. I now have a hole inside that I can thread. Now the next thing I need to do is I'm going to select this side and I'm going to put text on it. I'm going to do the same thing with my text. I'm going to come down here, I'm going to select the font. I'm going to use my move tool here. Select base point. Select that. Finish. Now I need to go under 3D modeling. I'm going to extrude. I want to extrude it to 1. And the direction that I extrude it, I got to select that object. Hit OK. And then I can save this. So I have that saved into my network folder. Save. Is everybody with me on this?
Yeah.
Now the next thing I have to do is I have to get it ready to print. In order to print this, I need to go under File, Export, CAD. File, Export, CAD. In the window that pulls up, I need to make sure that this right here is at STL file. I go under the options menu. I want to make sure that this is set at the same units that I did my drawing in. That's going to make sure that it's scaled properly. So right here, I put it under millimeters. That is under your options menu. So you go under options, you can set this to the exact same one you had. You hit OK, and then you save. I'm going to do the same thing with the bolt. File, export, CAD. Make sure that this is at STL. Go under options. Set this at millimeters. Click OK. And then I'm going to save that into my network folder. Did everybody understand that? Now in MakerBot, I can come in here and under File, I can insert, go into my network folder, I can grab that part and it will place it onto the mat. So again, File, Insert, and it places it. Does everybody see that?